So Will, we have a lot of different transaction types at MoneyOnMobile. We do prepaid mobile time sales, we do prepaid TV, we do domestic remittance, we do a lot of other transactions. But I think it's hard for people to understand how we make money on all that.
Right. So let's think about a customer, right? A customer walks into one of our shops. If they want to put 100 rupees onto their mobile phone, they pay 100 rupees on there and they get 100 rupees worth of minutes on their phone.
So they get full value. I
Exactly.
pay 100 rupees, I've got 100 rupees of airtime.
Exactly. And then we have a negotiated commission with the mobile operator. So we earn a commission from the mobile operator. And in fact, we share that commission with the retailer. So we make money out of that transaction and the retailer makes their money out of that transaction by taking a slice of that commission. The same is true for topping up your television, so paying for your satellite TV. If your bill is 500 rupees, the consumer pays the 500 rupees. We again earn a commission from the satellite provider and then share that with the retailer.
And
so we make
those
money on the transaction and the retailer.
And both of those are prepaid, right? So
Exactly.
you're prepaying your satellite bill today for next month.
Correct.
And then if you don't pay it, what happens?
Then the satellite bill or the satellite service turns off.
Okay.
Same with the mobile
Yeah.
phone. If you look at India, 98% of mobile phones in India are prepaid. So unlike what's happening here in the US and in Europe, where most things are a postpaid contract, there everything is prepaid. And whatever I put in is how much I can spend up until I top up again. So you see the repetition of transactions for these consumers. It's not uncommon for someone to top up 1 or 2 or 3 times in a week.
So you've got mobile top up and prepaid television are a discount from the merchant. But what about domestic remittance? How's that structured?
So domestic remittance, the model is the sender pay. So if I want to send 1,000 rupees, if I'm a worker in Mumbai and I want to send money back to my family, I will send 1,000 rupees plus I pay a commission to the retailer and the retailer shares some of that commission with us.
Okay.
So it's a reverse model. It's the sender pays for that service.
Okay.
And we make a percentage, and again, the retailer makes money out of it. So as the retailer does more processing volume, the more money they make out of that and the more money we make out of that.
So most of our transactions are what we call cash-in transactions, where the consumer is coming to one of our stores, an agent, we call it, and putting cash into the system. The agent's accepting that physical cash. But what about cash-out transactions? Can people take cash out? Can they recycle that cash back out into the street?
Sure. So we have now launched what's a mom ATM. You can think about it as a mini ATM that's a human interface between the consumer and that agent. We have 325,000 agents across India, and now we are enabling those agents to be cash out points. So now the consumer can walk in, perform a transaction, and actually withdraw cash from their bank account. Today, that's a 2,000 rupee limit per day, but it allows the consumer to find a cash out point that's convenient to them. Similar to being able to find a place to pay your bill, and being the cash-in transaction that you spoke of, now they can actually withdraw cash from the system.
So consumers come into the store, they put cash into the system, that cash goes from the store to the bank account. And MoneyOnMobile was picking up that cash and putting it in the bank. But now with this cash out product, it seems like that would complete the cycle, that the cash doesn't have to go in the bank anymore, because a consumer can come deposit cash and that cash could go right out through the ATM service back to another consumer. So you're creating a cash to digital to cash cycle. Is that right?
Correct. You can think about it as a velocity of cash. Before a consumer came in, paid cash to the retailer, we then had to get that cash to a bank account to get it digitized, right? But like you said, now when the consumer comes in to pay cash, the first consumer to, let's say, pay their electric bill, they bring in 1,000 rupees. The next customer who does a cash out, that immediately digitizes the money in the agent's wallet, then they can do the subsequent transaction. So instead of having to wait to go to the bank to digitize it, I'm actually digitizing it and able to turn that working capital multiple times in a day.
So that really completes a whole ecosystem for MoneyOnMobile of cash, digital cash that can spend really an infinite number of times in a day.
Correct. And each one of those transactions earns us revenue.
Right. So the same 1,000 rupee note might go around 3, 4, 5 times, and MoneyOnMobile will generate a little bit of income on every single transaction.
Exactly.
That's exciting.